Oh, hello. Give me a second to get set up. You know, I'm never ready for the start of a stream. And today, we are going to be playing more Returnal. Oh boy, I can hear what everyone's thinking, which is that, like, oh, he's doing this. He's been stuck on this boss for so long. I know, but as soon as I break through, I mean, granted, it really feels like the final boss. If it's not, excuse me. Sorry. Oh god. Sorry. If this is not the final boss, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. But it really feels like the final boss, you know. So, I have a feeling once I do get just the right loadout, you know, I think that's when I think that's when this will, you know, come to an end. But granted, Structor was being coy about, like, oh, maybe the whatchamacallit, like, hi Structor, it is good to see you. Hi. I'm sorry. I was just about to reset my overlay because, oh wait, this is stream ending. What? Sorry. Um I was just about to reset my overlay because my I'm not doing face cam today because I'm just tired, and I don't want, like, lights in my face more than the video game. So I want to focus on beating this. I'm going full hardcore gamer. But how are you doing, Structor? I'm going to see Superman today. Oh, let me know how it is. Let me know what you think. Cause it's so funny. It's so, like the amount of opinions I've heard range really wildly. I'll beat Nemesis when I'm gone. Oh, you meant like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll try not to. I mean, I'm gonna try and beat it on this first run, but as you pointed out, and as I've kind of noticed myself, my best runs are when I go through all the biomes. So, yeah. It's it takes a while for each attempt. I just want to beat it. He really feels like the final boss. He really does. Maybe there's, like, you know, post-game stuff, but, like, I at least want to reach the main ending. But, yeah, let's see. And I also want to consider killing the first two bosses, too. Free artifacts, nothing to sneeze at. I guess so. But also, it's been a while since I've challenged the first two bosses, so I might be pretty bad at them. And I don't know if it's worth sacrificing that much health. You know what I mean? Let's see, what else can I started playing Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch too, and I can see it's a very impressive game, like, just in terms of, like, quality and detail and stuff, but, like, it's funny, it feels like a game that's trying to be, like, scandalous and shocking, and it's just not, because we live in a time where so much of that is just actually happening, you know? Not sure if you get a significant proficiency from them, too. I don't know, but I'm willing to at least try. That could be the difference. Oh, yay! That'll be fun. Hi, Fidget. Yeah. Art will always be fun. I have not actually gotten Art of Myosine in a while, because, I I haven't had money to commission people with, so... But you must share whenever you do get that art. I want to see. Okay, but my integrity's full. I commissioned Cuput with Azora. Oh yes, yeah. I remember you talking about that. What does this mean? Oh, I guess that's just like a danger warning. I was like, it was snail actually. Oh yeah, that's right, huh? Yeah, the blackberry milk. The classic. I wish, I mean, granted, I can nowhere near afford it, but I want to commission Snail at some point to, do, like, version 2.0 of my VTuber model. And, like, she's well worth the money, it's just I don't have the money, so I'm holding off on it, but... at some point. Give me all the calibration. Yes, happy Gradius week. I assume you'll be getting it day one. I need to double check, but I saw the new Shantae game got announced for you know, modern platforms, because it was originally a GBA game, so they were like, we're gonna finish it on GBA and then port it to things. Yeah, pre-order back in April, yeah. Well, I mean, if you mean through limited run, then you're gonna be waiting a little bit. But if you mean like a digital pre-order, then yeah. Digital through Green Man. Oh, okay, nice, nice. You know, it's so funny. I used to use Green Man back in the day a lot more. I haven't really gotten anything from them in a while. And it's not because it's not because, like, they did anything. It was just, I don't know, my spending habits changed. Damn it. Risk is practically zero because M2, yeah. M2 is really great. Also, I believe today is the last day of EVO, and I think I've mentioned that I watch Maximilian Dude, who's like the biggest fighting game channel on YouTube, and it's been really fun seeing his reactions to you know, a bunch of different things. He tried out the new Invincible game. He tried out obviously Marvel Tokon. He tried out the Mortal Kombat, or at least his friend, tried out the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, I think is what they call it. God, I can never remember. Because there's the Arcade Collection, that's the horrible one, right? I could be misremembering this. It's so funny, I remember too, because I played Mortal Kombat 3 back in the day, and so when they announced that they were bringing the first 3 games to, like, modern platforms, I was like, oh, hell yeah, and it's only like, what was it, like 30 bucks, something like that? I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Kelsey, hi! How are you? I'm not gonna respond to that second half, but how are you? It's so funny, too. I had no experience with Mortal Kombat outside of that, and, you know, the Genesis version of Mortal Kombat 3, which was infamous for not having Scorpion in it. So for a while, I didn't even know Scorpion was a character. I mean, granted, that was years ago. I do know now, obviously. Just discount the price if you pre-order or something, yeah. I know certain, like Green Man. Oh, why you angry, Kelsey? I know Green Man, oftentimes does a, like, 20% off or something, like, pre-order bonus. So it's like, that's cool. But, oh, I forgot. That's a pool that he leaves behind. I don't really pre-order games. I still feel pressured to do. Yeah, I don't really pre-order games anymore. It's only specific situations that I do. Like, I pre-ordered the collector's edition of Xenoblade 3 because I was like, come on, I know I want that. You know? And granted, I think that was the only way you could get it, but still. And it's like a surefire thing, and it comes with a bonus. Because I also still remember the days when pre-ordering was just to secure you a copy. Because I remembered, you know, oh gosh, I forget what game it was, but I had like I didn't pre-order a game, and they were like, sorry, we only have stock for pre-orders. I was like, no. So. And it makes me so sad. I was looking it up, and apparently most of the games shown at the latest Nintendo Direct are game key cards, or like all of them, pretty much. And that makes me very sad, because I was just saying the other stream how, like, I'm hoping that between Sonic Racing and Mortal Kombat, like, developers are realizing that people don't want key cards. And then all we got was key cards, so I don't know. I mean, granted, Switch hasn't been on the market that long, so maybe this was in the plan, you know, since before all the stuff has come out, but I don't know. But yeah, they're doing the same situation with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero as they are with Raidu, where it's like the Switch 1 version's on the cartridge, but the Switch 2 version's a game key card. Why? It's like, why though? Nah. Sadly, I don't have too much else super exciting to tell you. You know, I'm just, you know, slowly working towards my goals of getting hired and, you know, all that. Apparently unrealistic goals, but still. That was the one time I would have been happy with not resin. I wonder if Nintendo is kind of forcing their hand by charging a ton. I wonder, but I don't see why that would be in their best interests. At least now. I mean, granted, it's harder to say, but like as far as I'm concerned, because there was a report that was like, hey, there's significantly less game sales because people aren't buying the physical games because they're upset about the game key cards. So it's like, it's hard for me to imagine that they specifically want that, you know? You'd think they would want, like, hey, games are selling better than ever, you know? I mean, granted, it's not like I'm a businessman. I don't know what the thought process is. But I can tell you firsthand that I'm not gonna buy a game if it's not physical. Or at least, like, if it's not like a, you know, indie game. They're doing that, I doubt some kind of strategic forge more money per pro. Yeah, you know, that might be the thought process. It's just I would be shocked if there wasn't someone at a major company that was like, hey, you know, you're losing money in terms of like opportunity cost. Where like, yeah, you make more money per cartridge, but less people will buy the cartridge, you know? What even hit me? Okay. This is just warm-up, by the way. This is just warm-up. If I die, it's just warm-up. They did that. Oh, shit. I keep forgetting about the acid pools. That was just a warm-up. That was just a warm-up. They did that in the past with the NES, but I think they learned their lesson. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. There's so many things where it's like, I get that digital is like the primary method for people nowadays. But man, it's not what I want. I have to say, gaming would be a lot less exciting for me if there were no physical copies. There's a lot of them, but not as many as Microsoft. That's the other thing. Like Nintendo announced that, on August 3rd, the prices of Switch stuff would be raising. And obviously it's because the, pause on tariffs ends on August 3rd. So, like, people have been talking about it, and it's like, I get it. To be honest with you, I still think that the president's to blame for instituting these horrible ideas. But regardless, it's so funny to me how nobody reports on Microsoft having done the same thing. You know, Microsoft raised the price of Xbox stuff because of the exact same reason, and nobody's still talking about them, you know? And I know there are people who'll be like, yeah, because no one cares. It's like, so then it's not about price that you're just mad that Nintendo's doing it, and it's like, I don't think that's a good precedent to set. That, like, as long as you're not Nintendo, you can raise prices however you want, like... From the tariffs before? I mean, well, yeah, but presumably it's... They did that before the tariffs got paused. So, like... Their raising of prices was still in reaction to the tariffs. It just hadn't, you know... What's the word I'm looking for? It was just timed weirdly. Like, Microsoft were, I think, the first company to be like, oh, we're raising prices. And it's just funny to me that it's like, nobody talks about that anymore. And I get it, there's not as much interest in Xbox. But that's still not... not a great thing. Kelsey, if you're still there, I'm sorry you're angry. I'm here if you need to chat, or I can DM or whatever. You know. I find it weird if people expect to eat the cost of it. That's kind of like the, they don't like. Yeah. That's the thing. Like. Tariffs, literally by design, are intended to raise prices. Because the whole idea, you know, back in whatever year people were coming up with this stuff, it was like, hey, if the cost of imported goods becomes higher, then people won't buy as many of them, and thus you protect like, domestic sales. And it's like... That's expressly its point. Yeah, the end goal is to, you know, sell more stuff made in America, but, like, it's not as simple as that, you know? We don't have the manufacturing plants to supply all the things we need, you know? I forget what news or like video or whatever I saw, but they were like, if Nintendo wanted to produce Switch 2s in America, like it would cost them like billions of dollars to set up factories and, you know, bring all the materials and you know, get that whole pipeline set up. And it's like, it would still take years anyway. And, like, it sucks, but this is what people voted for. This is what people thought was a good idea at the time. I mean, it isn't, but... you know. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Pixel was kind of... in my Discord was going like, yeah, the tariffs are a perfect excuse to raise prices. And I was like... I think you kind of have that backwards. I think... I think, like... since the point of tariffs literally is to raise prices, they're just doing... what... what they're made for, you know? It's like, that's not an excuse. That's literally what they do. Like, could a company... like, could Nintendo afford to sell Switch stuff at the pricing they were doing? Probably, but, like, you could make that argument about a lot of companies, but they're not, they don't think like that. Because they still have to answer to shareholders who will be like, why are you losing money? Or, like, why aren't you making as much as you used to? Sure. I don't know. Sorry if I'm turning this into a rant. I didn't mean it to be. It's just... I just always get weirded out because it's like, I feel like the message being sent is wrong. You know? Because if you go, how dare Nintendo do this, it's like, everyone's going to do this. Like, this isn't Nintendo going, hey, let's raise our prices for fun. Like, there's a reason. Anyway, sorry, my I don't know. My brain's been kind of all over the place because everyone's bracing for it. Oh wait, today is August 3rd, isn't it? Yeah, so there you go. Oh, yes. That's good. Good stuff. Anyway, we can move on to a more fun topic. Cyberpunk runs surprisingly well on the Switch too. Like, I heard it did run better than the Steam Deck, you know, running it. But, you know, from what I was hearing, the Steam Deck version was fine, so I was interested to see how it performed, and it's pretty smooth. I mean, granted, it's not perfect by any means, but, like, having a game like that just on a handheld is crazy to me. And it working that well. Maybe I'm just used to the concept of a Switch 2 port being rough. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of how this game has, like, shielded enemies. I don't know how to describe it, but just... It feels like it's a very, obnoxious, solution to, like, just spamming your gun, you know? Especially because those are, like, turrets. So you have to go right up to them, and it's just... I don't know. Oh, the blade balancer, possibly. Oh, yeah, that one. This is always, like, an important artifact for me. I feel so bad that I, at the beginning of stream, was like, I need to focus, and then I died on my very first run so early. But it was warm-up. That's what I'm going with. It was warm-up. I see enemies on the map, but I don't see them on the, or in the field here. There's one. Ooh. Hey Tilla, it's good to see you. Hi. I'm really trying, it feels like this game, I've been stuck at this part for so long, and I feel so bad about it, because I imagine that if I were playing this, quote-unquote, normally, I would have already gotten past this part. To step away to buy tickets, and the UX is terrible. Understandable. Well, I hope you enjoy. I hope you'll tell me your thoughts when you get out, because again, I've had friends who go, oh, it was great, and then I have friends who go, oh, it was terrible. So it's like, it's hard for me to get a feel for how, you know, how people feel about it. Not that it really matters, but it's like, I'm curious. Your business is stuck in the past, so it makes sense. Their website, yeah. Seriously. Ask Mom to tell you about my misadventure with Snuggles and his Pete's. I'm so done with this for... Okay, I will have to. She told me, like, one thing, but I don't think... Unless you mean more has happened, like, today, then... Yeah. Protection. You know what? I'll try it. Oh, did I mention that I tried out Civilization 7 recently? Which I enjoyed, but also there's something about Civilization that just doesn't click with me, and it's hard to describe what. So mad at the stupid cat for getting injured, not letting it heal, and fighting me tooth and nail on the thing I bought to cover it. He has the audacity to come bully his way between my legs. Oh my god. Yeah. I get you. I did, actually. I've watched all 3, surprisingly. It's so weird, because, like, I'm pretty behind when it comes to most movies, especially, like, in the cinematic universe. But I've watched all 3 Guardians movies. Sending a video of him fighting. Okay. Yeah, please do. Big fan of those. So yeah. Didn't James Gunn also do a Suicide Squad movie? I heard that was really good too. I also liked it. Yeah. I haven't seen either Suicide Squad movie. I heard the first one was hot garbage, and like I think the second one was hot garbage, or I don't remember how many there were, but I remember there was like a sequel to the hot garbage, and then there was the James Gunn one, which I heard was really good. Just quite a stark contrast. I also heard that the sequel to Joker was really awful. You probably skipped the first one, yeah. You know, I'm not, like, a big comic book guy, but, like, I'd like to think I know a thing or two more than the average person. And, like, the focus on Suicide Squad has always been so strange to me. Because it's like, I've never heard anyone talk about the Suicide Squad. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just they hadn't had a good adaptation in so long or whatever, but I don't know. It's just that all of a sudden it feels like that's the only thing they're pushing. And it's funny, too, because I remember people back in the day being like, yeah, Marvel has better movies, but DC has better, like, TV series. And, I've found that to be the case. You know, the animated Superman series, Batman the Animated Series, Justice League, Teen Titans, like, all of those I loved. I didn't watch a lot of them, but, well, I watched a lot of Teen Titans. That's the one I was, like, obsessed with. First one, Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad is the second. Well, wasn't there a sequel to one of them? That was, like, Birds of a Prey or whatever? Birds of Prey? Something like that? Because I vaguely remember everyone being like, why the hell would you make a sequel to that awful movie? And apparently that movie was also awful. It's like, what were they thinking? Yeah, I guess going to Comic-Con really brought superheroes to my to my attention again. Kelsey, I will hydrate. Thank you. Thank you for the hydration. Calls it a spin-off. Okay. I mean, I have seen none of these movies, so, like, I'm I'm pretty clueless about it. It's just, I remember hearing Suicide Squad sucked, and then that movie came out, and people were like, this one also sucks. And then they got James Gunn to do one, and it was good. Then again, my friends still tell me that they intend to tie me to a chair and force me to watch the Lord of the Rings extended trilogy. Because they tried with me once. They sat me down, I watched the first one, and I was like, yeah, the first one was good. And then we got, like, halfway through the second one or something like that, and I fell asleep. Because, like, I don't know, something about movies, it's just, like, it gets me tired. So the guys in the Suicide Squad right after he cancels and... Oh, really? That's interesting. Yeah, I vaguely remember, so... Yeah, James Gunn got, like, canceled over, like, some tweets or something that he once made, and I thought the Guardians of the Galaxy actors were saying that, like, they were gonna strike if he wasn't reinstituted. Am I wrong about that? Towers extended because it's kind of rough because of the fucking ends. I admit, if I'm gonna rewatch those movies... I think I might need to rewatch all three because I don't remember enough about any of them. And it's funny, too, I went to Comic-Con, and there was a guy there, because I was looking for Lord of the Rings merch as, like, a possible gift. And, I see some merch, so I walk up, and the guy behind the counter greets me, and he goes, like, you a big Lord of the Rings fan? And I was like, I guess. You know, obviously not that bad, but like I was just kind of like not exactly, but my friends are big fans and I'm shopping for them. And turned out the guy who was talking to me was a he played a lot of the orcs and the Nazguls and whatnot in those movies, so that was cool. But it just felt bad because it's like, I'm sitting here like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would be super excited to meet him, and I just felt bad because I wasn't really, like, familiar with Lord of the Rings, you know? Or at least to the point that, like, my friends think I should be, you know? You know what I was a fan of, though? I was a fan of the Shannara books. I don't know if you guys have read those, but, Terry Brooks was the name of the author. He wrote, I think the first one was The Sword of Shannara, and, that was like my Lord of the Rings. And, I was so sad because Terry Brooks was, at Comic-Con this year, and I was like, oh, I should go, you know, get a signature or a picture or something. But he was on the, like, last day, and it was, like, early in the morning when I still had my shift, so I didn't get to meet him. I was like, damn, that would have been really cool to say hi to him. I always lose my adrenaline. What's wrong with me? Okay. Oh, I don't know if you heard, too, I have to go. Oh, yeah, yeah, thank you for coming by, Structor. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good time. Again, I do want to hear your thoughts on the movie. And, yeah, I'll see you later. And now what else? Yeah, sadly there hasn't been a whole lot of, like, big game news, I feel like. I am enjoying this game. I don't want to give people the impression I'm not enjoying this game, because I am. But it's just so frustrating because it feels like I've been banging my head against the wall about this one boss. Groovy!
Then talk about your experience with Pac-Man World 2.
Okay.
Make me happy unless you dropped it because it was hard or some garbage Super's 175p.
Well, I didn't... Well, I mean, as a kid I dropped it when it was hard, but you saw me beat it on stream. I streamed it for you, and I beat it. And it was good. What do you mean the audio? Oh, god damn it! Why? What? Are you... What? Why did nobody tell me this? That's weird. Oh, you know what? It might be because it's turned down. Hold on, let me replay that one. Can I replay that? I don't think I can. Ah. Oh god, my screen's messed up now. Oh, okay, no. We're good. Hold on. Okay, is that good? I realized I hadn't adjusted, because this is my no face cam version. But I guess I forgot to readjust the desktop audio. I apologize. But thank you for the sub, Groovy. Yeah, I did play that a few years ago, and you know what? Even at the time, I did enjoy it. It's just that, like, it's hard for me to describe. But, like, I always felt like I never knew where to go. How do I test? That's a good question. I wish there... Why doesn't it give me a way to replay? You know what? Hold on, sorry. Here, let's replay that. Is this better?
Then talk about your experience with Pac-Man World 2. That'll make me happy unless you dropped it cause it was hard or some garbage Super's 175p.
Better? Okay. Okay, yeah. Thank you for letting me know. But yeah, I like, it's a fun game. It was shorter than I remembered. Maybe I was just a dumb kid, but, like, it felt like it took a while for me to make progress in that game when I was young. Nowadays I thought it was decently short, but yeah. Are you excited for the World 2 repack? Because I know you were kind of, you know, iffy about the World 1 repack. But as soon as I saw that they announced World 2 repack, I was like, oh, Groovy's gonna be so happy. That's why, like, the Nintendo Direct for me, it wasn't bad. It was just, like, it wasn't mind-blowing. I feel like people always expect every Nintendo Direct to be mind-blowing, and it's like, I don't think they are. Or kind of straight shot. I'm sorry I don't know how to formulate this very well, but the way the levels were set up, and because I was a dumb kid, not that I'm a smart adult now, but like, I just felt like it was open in a way that I'm like not used to, so it felt like it wasn't clear exactly where it wanted me to go. Because I do have memories of, as a kid, being like, where am I going? And like probably going in circles a bunch. So I'd like to be able to attribute that to dumb kid brain, but can't guarantee it. I was iffy on the World 1 because I never played through World 2, though. I know, like, the belly button on it, I'm scared they're gonna fuck it up. Well, for what it's worth, the first repack I thought was really good, so, I'm hopeful that the second one will at least maintain that. Okay. I mean, obviously, that is always the worry with any kind of re-release, remake, but, like, it's just gonna... I'm not gonna feel like the OG. That's fair. It's why I go back and forth on, like, the concept of remaking the adventure games. Because on the one hand, yes, it's true, the originals will still be around, and, like, the existence of a remake doesn't mean that, like, you know, it's altering things forever, but just... I want to make a YouTube video about this, where it's like, remakes are very important in the, gaming sphere, because, like, even if they're terrible, it's a lot of people's first, you know, like, the adventure ports are all based off of the GameCube version, so, like, it's one of those things where the GameCube version had a lot of issues, so most people's experience with that game are the ones with the issues. So it's like, you know, I didn't feel that way when I played through Adventure because I played on my cousin's Dreamcast. And then seeing all these people be like, it's so buggy, and it's like, it's because it was the GameCube port, because it was a sloppy port job, you know? Like, it's not 100% bad, obviously. There were improvements, but, like, I don't know. That was a terrible, terrible thing to get. Anyway, my point in all that is to say that I understand where you're coming from, Groovy. My favorite games of all time. I clearly state a lot that's my favorite 3D platformer. Yeah, yeah. No, I completely get it. That's, I mean, it's kind of similarly to how I feel about Adventure 2, so, like, I completely understand your feelings of, like, oh god, if they're gonna remake it, they better not fuck it up. But, you know, at least... at least Namco seems like they have some, you know, experience with the World 1 remake. Ah. Dang it. See, this is what I was worried about when it comes to fighting the bosses. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to lose unnecessary health. I'm making stupid mistakes. Ah. Sorry, I'm... This is what happens when I get invested. Like, my whole body just reacts. In a weird way, this boss is pretty zen now. Oh shit. Don't take that out of context. I feel some sauce coming on from people. Okay, there we go. Phew. Them adding extra things like decorating the village missions and costume will make it satisfying to say that I've completed my childhood game again. The 100%ing of the original was lackluster and was egregious with getting all the fruits and tokens, including time trials, which some people don't know exist. Like how I felt about I'm glad they gave us trophies for getting everything one by one. I'm sure as hell love getting rewarded for it with the gold badge. Hold on, sorry, I just... Damage siphon. Damage dealt into integrity. That's interesting. I'll try that. Maybe I'm just so used to Will, because Will has really... Will is very adamant about, like... remakes are awful for games. And, I don't agree with him. But, achievement system, Nintendo? You know, I go back and forth on that, too. I've never liked achievements, because I don't like the idea of the game being like, you know, hey, do this arbitrary challenge. Like, Will needs to shut the fuck. Yeah, well, I mean, you can tell him that next time he's here. But I've never liked achievements, but it's the sort of thing where I don't need to pay attention to them. It's just that, like, I feel like some people put stock in it way more than I do. Where it's like, why haven't you gotten this achievement? And it's like, Man, I'm just playing. This could be us, but you playing. But yeah, I'm not opposed to remakes in games like Will is. Will is pretty hardline when it comes to like changes, where it's like even small changes can be like really upsetting, and it's I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, hell, I played Xenoblade Definitive Edition, and that's basically a remake. Older games have jank that I want fixed. I'm sure creativity, simple graphic designs were limited due to the hardware limitations of the time. I do get that. At least in that sense, I would argue that, like, we don't fall in love with games for what they, like, could be. We fall in love with games for what they are, you know? Like, I don't love Sonic Adventure 2 because I think it could be, you know, a better game if they just fix stuff. It's like, yeah, it would be a better game if they fix stuff, but I'm not, like, hung up on the idea that, like, if they had better hardware, that's always the argument that upsets me, is like, if they had better hardware, they would have made it better. And it's like, yeah, no shit, you can always say that. I would love to make super hyper realistic VR games that run on the Starship Enterprise, but that doesn't mean that, like, it's available. At some point, you just have to be like, this is what we're working with. I mean, granted, there's stuff like the Link's Awakening remake, which is nice because it has, you know, the capability of having more than, you know, like, you can have the sword assigned to a button and, like, two other things. At this point, there's no limitations, in my opinion. Games can look at... I don't know. I'm skeptical, because people always make the argument of, like, oh, certain games age poorly, and it's like, I don't think there's a game anyone can point to and be like, in 10 years this game will play like garbage. You know? Like, Returnal feels good to me right now, but what if in the future I get used to a different third-person shooter roguelike? Like, yeah, it would age poorly then, but it's not because the developers didn't make a good game, you know? You should be sorry. I'm just kidding. But, you're entitled to your opinion, Groovy. You know? It's just that, like, I don't know. To me, when I think of old games, it's like, I loved them for what they were, not what I could make them. You know? Like, or like, what the developers could have made if they had better hardware. I mean, yeah, it's always sad when there's, like, a game with potential that isn't realized, but... I don't know. It's a really tough, like, moral thing to navigate. Moral situation. At least for me. I mean, maybe it's clear for some people, but... for me... I was talking about this with Satsu on his podcast, which, if you're interested, is the Chatsunami podcast. But I was saying, like, I think I think sometimes remakes can also be a little bit detrimental in the sense that, like, you need to remember that, you know, the games weren't like that originally. You know, it took them however many years of, you know, thought and design to make it the way it is as you see it. It aged poorly. Not the graphics, not the voice acting. Those don't age poorly. Gameplay, so this again. I mean, again, you're entitled to your opinion, but there's not a section like that for me. Like even Mad Space. Mad Space can be frustrating, but it's not something where I'm like, ugh, this again. Because I like all the emerald hunting stages. And even the mech stages. But that's my opinion, you know? Because ultimately, even though there are 3 separate playstyles, to me, they all still follow the same philosophy of practice to get better, to be faster. And within that scope, I think Adventure 2 is a, you know, a really great game. Like, even if they did institute a, listen to me. Even if they did, make a remake for Adventure 2 that was superior to the original, like, I wouldn't have said that I liked the original because that remake was what it was supposed to be, you know? This might sound weird. I'm not great at articulating how I feel. I apologize. So then why do we want to be a YouTuber? Because I like it. I like talking about it, even if I'm bad at it. No. Oh. The other thing, too, is that oftentimes games that get remade aren't remade by, like, the original devs. So there's always a risk of the new devs not fully comprehending what made the game good. That's my biggest fear when it comes to the potential of, like, an adventure remake. Because for me, it's like, I wouldn't want somebody who has no idea what makes those games good to remake the games. Because they'd inevitably change things that I like. Ooh. Yeah, I'll try it. I think most of my Uggs were level design. Mech stages, I don't enjoy platforming with the mech. So I loved Weapons Bed with Eggman because there's a lot to shoot and clearing up everything is satisfying. Platforming, it felt very heavy, which yes, mech, but it wasn't. I mean, that is a common complaint. At least for me, again, it just comes down to, like, practicing and getting a feel for it. Because, like, I used to feel that way too, where it's like, yeah, the mechs are really hard to control, and, like, you know, the jumping is weird, and having to hover a lot makes, you know, makes it tough. But once, I don't know, once I stopped thinking of it in those terms and just being like, I'm just gonna, you know, see what I can do to make this as easy as possible, like, once I did that, then it felt easy, you know, and fun, because I could breeze through it. The perfect example to me is Eggman's very first stage, Iron Gate. There's a lot of sections where there are those elevators that lift him up and down, and they take a fucking long time. And so I don't even remember how we came upon the idea, but my sisters and I eventually started doing this thing where we'd just jump off the side and then hover and you know, shoot the door and just hover right through. And that saves so much time. And it's like, to me, that's exactly what the 2D Sonics are like. Where it's like, with Lava, or, Marble Zone, where it's like, yeah, you can spend the time to push, you know, blocks through lava, but you're supposed to get frustrated so you can try and think of other ways to tackle the problem, you know? And I'm sure there's a fair amount of this that'll be like, you know, nostalgia talking or whatever, but I like those sections though. Yes, slow, but to lock onto was my thing to focus on. I mean, I like the sections too, but it's, you know, like, the platforming and stuff, again, for me, it was satisfying to find ways to make it easier. Where it's like, yeah, having to jump from platform to platform can be frustrating, but it's like, the hover actually makes up for a lot. And you can skip a lot of the platforming segments. And, like, to me, that's satisfying, because, like, that's your symbol of growth. Where it's like, it's not just that I got through the game, but I understand the game enough to be able to circumvent things that I found, you know, initially challenging. And that's the essence of Sonic to me. Because, like, you know, back in the day, obviously, but, you know, the original game, if you lost all your lives, you'd start from the very beginning, and it sucks, but then it incentivizes you to be like, I just want to go through this as fast as I can to get to the section that I'm struggling with. And then, like, and then when you do reach the end, and then Eggman goes like, ah, but you didn't get all the emeralds, like, then it's like, okay, so I'll go back and learn how to breeze through it again and master it. It just ain't cutting it for me. I mean, as much as I loathe the comparison, I hear the same arguments about Dark Souls, where it's like, Dark Souls is a game, supposedly, that, you know, will beat you into the ground until you learn its patterns and ways of thinking, until you master its game, you know? I mean, granted, I have not played Dark Souls yet, so maybe what I've heard is a lie, but just, to me, that sounds exactly like what the original Sonic games were doing. Because literally, Yuji Naka did, like, an interview with Nintendo Power, and he was like, we got the idea for Sonic by replaying World 1-1 of Mario so many times that we became speedrunners at it. And I was like, that to me shines through. Because it's like, yes, your whole thing is replaying and getting fast. It's like, well, you suck. No, I'm just kidding. Hi, Sans, it's good to see you. Hi. Excuse me. I sometimes go back and forth about whether or not I want to make a video. I mean, granted, there are a shitload of videos I want to make, but just... Hold on one second. Okay, yeah, I've heard this argument, and let me tell you, it's just wrong. Sure, they have the same philosophy, but implementing them in these two different games is a very different experience. Well, okay, explain it to me then. In what sense? Because... yes, functionally, like, one's an RPG and one's a platformer, but to me it's like, it sets up a challenge for you. You learn its patterns, and you execute it, and it will kill you if you don't do it. Like, what about that is not Dark Souls or not Sonic or whatever? Like explain to me the difference. And this isn't to be sassy. This is genuinely like I don't have enough experience with the Souls games to know, but that was my understanding of what people said was good about them. Like, whether it's you running into spikes or someone hitting you with a spiked club, the ultimate result is that you die until you get it right. Because this execution you're referring to is vastly different because of the two genres. I'm asking you what you mean by that, though. Because I'm talking at a fundamental level where if like it doesn't necessarily have to be exclusive to any particular genre. To me, it's like if you're going to play a game where you punish the player a lot for failure, that, you know, I think that translates into a lot of different genres. It's getting unnecessarily deep here, but I enjoy talking about video games. That's why, like, I don't mean to come off as if I'm mad, because I'm not. It's just I find this topic interesting. I wasn't trying to be like, Groovy, you're so clearly blind, what are you talking about? Are you comparing to Dark Souls? I was comparing the basic philosophy of Dark Souls to Sonic. Because to me, Sonic, you know, the Genesis games were all about, you know, killing you a lot until you learned. And that's what people say about Dark Souls, and it's just... Didn't you like say deep like we're talking about life lessons really comment about sequel? Yeah, but I mean, it's fun. I don't know. I get what you mean. But I really like deep dives into topics that we otherwise think are mundane. It's something I just advocate for in general, where it's like, if people took a step back at, like, everything they're doing and go, like, why am I doing this? I think society would be a much better place. If everyone just took an honest look at themselves and were like, why am I doing what I'm doing? Like, is this really comporting with the values I hold? That'd be great. Is the crate under the water? Yeah, it's under the water. Dang it. Why am I kissing the cow? Because I need it for my survival. Yeah. Yeah, but like... But that's why I enjoy deep discussions about it. Because it's like... You get into all sorts of different facets of it. Sonic the Dark Souls of 2D platform. I'm not... See, this is why I don't like making this this argument, because I'm not trying to be that. I'm not trying to, like, say that. I just think in terms of, like, core philosophy, I see the similarity. Souls games, all you need to learn is the tell of an enemy. How you react isn't a one two-way street like Sonic. There's dodging, parrying, planning ahead with the range item. Well, you build your own. Sonic, you only learn to go faster through, but that's where I would disagree with you, because like Sonic has a plethora of ways to tackle an enemy, because you can roll through an enemy, you can jump on an enemy, you can plan a different route to avoid the enemy entirely. Like you can bait the enemies, because some enemies you can't jump on until they like do an attack. So it's like you have to stop and turn around, go the other way for a second. Like, I just don't understand how that makes it not qualify, I guess is what I'm saying. Because ultimately in Sonic, it's about knowing what's up ahead. Their philosophy is that cat noses were put... I don't get to kiss Beef's nose, though. I would love to. Because I'm not a monster. I have not played Ghost of Tsushima. Or if you're referring to something else, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with it. Complexity is like comparing checkers and chess. I'm not talking about... I'm not saying checkers is exactly like chess. I'm saying the board setup is similar. I'm saying the way you like plan at a basic level is you know, similar. I kiss Beef nose. I swoop in there. Maybe, but I don't want to get bitten. I don't know about this qualification you're referring to. Again, I agree it's the same philosophy, but I can't agree with you. Compare the two. But I'm not trying to compare the two on gameplay. I'm not trying to say that Sonic plays exactly like Dark Souls. I'm just trying to say that like a core part of their design is that you will fuck up and you need to learn to get over that. However you learn, you know, whatever you think is best. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Don't want to die here. There's no road here. If you get that reductivist, well, sure, all video games are like that. Are they? I wouldn't say that. There are plenty of games that are very forgiving for you messing up. I mean, that's part of why Dark Souls appealed to so many people, was because the whole thing was like, hey, all these other games are so handholdy. Dark Souls is like an old game where it like beats the shit out of you, and it's like... Literally just did. Your rebuttal... I'm not saying you can do the same in terms of, like, yeah, you can pull out an axe in Sonic. I'm saying you can do the same in terms of managing how you face an enemy. That's what I'm saying. You were saying it like Dark Souls has all these different ways of tackling an enemy where Sonic doesn't, and I was like, well, no, Sonic does too. That's what I mean. I didn't mean to imply that Sonic should whip out a halberd and dodge roll. I just meant that, like, when you're planning for an enemy encounter, you sort through your options. Returnal related. Have you gotten to the third boss? Yeah, actually, I've I've reached, oh god, I forget his name. Hold on, 1 second. I can find it. Nemesis. That's who I've been stuck on. And, one of my viewers, also mostly thrifted, welcome. I'm sorry, I'm just distracted talking game philosophy because I find it fun. But, but yeah, Nemesis, um,
The observer feels out of place.
Nemesis has been, like, just a wall, and one of my viewers who also plays Returnal was saying, like, they find that their best runs are when they go through each biome to, you know, to power up. Because I was just using, like, the shortcuts, where, like, you have the, tower. You can kill a Koopa by throwing a fireball. Mario can't jump on a spike without dying. Therefore, you need to think. Yeah, I'm not. Sans. Something related to road signs. Alex, third stage of Ixion or whatever, the second boss kicked my butt over and over. Yeah, yeah, a lot of the bosses kind of kicked my butt. I think actually Ixion might have been the one that I didn't continually die to, but for the most part, a lot of the bosses have been very hard. But Jade, to answer your redemption, I think my hot take for road signs would be that, I think I don't know how to phrase this exactly, but I think like we need to, or at least here in America, we need to rethink how road signs work because people really aren't reading them, even if they're just pictures. People just aren't paying attention, and it's like they need to be changed in some way. I just don't know the way. Those are fucking terrible 10 out of 10 take. I mean, I feel like that's a hot take, but I don't know. I can't say I've seen a lot of people talk about how great the signs are, so you know, maybe that's not a hot take. Hot take is that European countries should post the speed limits at regular interval. Yeah, I mean, that is one thing I've noticed about driving in Europe is, like, there are a lot of roads where it's like, I have no idea what the speed limit is. We don't need this, we have universal speed limits if there is no signs. I guess that's a good point. A comment or rating about something in-game. You know what, I have to say, I'm not a big fan of these rooms where you fight, like, a really tough boss. Not a big fan. Did I just soft lock myself? Hold on. Okay. Now can I? Okay, I can do that. Core song is get to the goal. Your rebuttal is you can deal with enemies how you want. When I said it's a 1/2-way street, the only thing most Sonic games concern you with is just go faster, don't get hit, go faster. What is it? That's that genre. Let me get my phone out and Google the speed limit. Majority of Americans don't follow the rules, though. Yeah. I don't know how, but like a lot of transportation here needs to undergo some kind of revision. Take a plant cutting from the floor of the Home Depot, not paying for it and making it grow, so it grows into your own plants. That's I'm Maybe, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but, I feel iffy about that. Like, I feel like it should be allowed, because obviously Home Depot's probably just gonna throw them away anyway. But, I wouldn't do it myself, personally. Something about it that just doesn't feel right. Maybe it's because, like, I'm just a weirdo. BRB down. Oh, okay, sure thing, Groovy. Do the speed limit before I leave the house. Shadows just come out as anti-prop lifting. Wait, prop lifting? Do you mean shoplifting? Oh, what's the speed limit for that? Propagating is the term. No, you're not a weirdo. You have morals. Yeah, I mean, that's... yeah. Not regularly posting is ableist. So calling me call. I'm not saying... I'm not... I literally just said it should be allowed, but I personally wouldn't do it. I am anti-propagating in the sense that, like, I wouldn't do it. Not that nobody should do it, you know? Anti-prop You give a plant roots by putting it in water, that's called propagating. Oh, I see. Well, the point is, it's not something I would do. Like, okay, let me put it to you this way. If I had, like, a friend and I was like, oh, I love your rose bush or whatever, you know, can I have one of its, like, branches or whatever so I can, you know, do that? Like, and then they say yes, like, that's totally fine. I'm just saying for me, you know? I'm not gonna go to a Home Depot just to take some plant leaves. And, I won't fall for anti-prop lifting and needing a speed limit. Jade. Are you just... Are you saying that just to get at Sans? Or is that genuine? I can't tell. Okay, but Home Depot is a mega corporation and they donate heavily to the trying to get more is okay to steal from them. I mean, personally, no. My solution to that would be to just not shop there at all. Like, that would be the most effective thing. It's ableist against people with a memory issue. What was that? Sorry. Shopping there is neutral. Stealing is activism. I mean, it's not so much not shopping there as it is boycott. It's literally like, if you boycott, that is an activist thing to do. Blow up Home Depots. That'll do. Thrifted, I like your style. You're hired. No, but, like, I want to be clear for Twitch so you don't ban me. I'm not advocating for that. But anyway, the point is, I always get frustrated when people say, like, oh, boycotts don't work. Because it's like, they do work, it's just you need to actually do them. Like, you can't be like, I'm gonna boycott this, and then keep shopping there like nothing happened. Les Miserables. I've not seen that, so I don't know what music you're referring to. Vince has confirmed that the average American cannot remember past 7 seconds. Well, I guess I'm an average American. What were we talking about? All right, I'm back. I'm enjoying the discussion. Okay, well then, yeah, we can keep discussing it. I didn't know if you were getting frustrated or not, because I wasn't trying to frustrate anyone. I like talking about it, because like, okay, hold on, let me scroll up for a second here. The core of the gameplay is get to the goal. Okay, but like, would you not say that Dark Souls' ultimate goal is just to get to the end? Like, I'm enjoying it. Fuck you. Okay. Okay, jeez. Okay, so if I go right... Oh, that's why. I see. I will make my own megacorp that funds good stuff and name it Dome Hippo. Yeah. Okay, but what if I go to Home Depot, buy the things necessary to build a guillotine, then use that as an active revolution? I mean, you can do that, but it wouldn't be as effective as not giving them money and also doing that. What's your favorite build? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that like if you look at it from a fundamental level, the point. No. Okay, I'm not phrasing this well. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say. Viva la resistance. No, what I'm trying to say is that like Dark Souls, right? It's not like you fight a boss and like just reset to the next level, right? Like you know, the bosses are there, but like it's a whole world. And ultimately you stop at the end, and that can be considered your goal. So in that sense, you could argue that Dark Souls is about getting to a goal. You know, the bosses are the thing in the way that makes it fun to get through. A lot of video games have a goal. Yes, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Sans, my brain is gonna melt if I have to. Since this game has a goal, like no, and that's not even true. That isn't even true anyway. There are lots of video games without a goal, so fuck you. No, well, Dark Souls has a goal. No, Jesus Christ. I'm not saying that they're the same. I'm saying that there are fundamental aspects that are similar, and that I feel one gets unfairly criticized for them and one gets praised for them, and I don't feel like that's fair. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say it with my chest. It's just my chest is like sunk, because I'm in the gamer position, so it's like sunk in right now, you know? Use a control. Sans. I swear. Dark Souls 4, you're too slow. Oh my god. Jade, why? No. Oh. God damn it. Just admit you're wrong. I agree. These have the same philosophy. I get good is the philosophy. But going about it, yes, that's. I'm not trying. Okay. Okay, look. I'm not saying that anything beyond the philosophy is the same. I'm just saying, look at these philosophies. And people go, hey, Dark Souls is about getting good. And it's like, okay, well, so is Sonic. And when we were talking about Adventure 2, I was like, I find that philosophy still very much applies in a way that's satisfying for me. That's what I'm saying. Lost Witch of Islam is supposed to learn chaos control. I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh shit. Hold on, Dad again. Woke up my sleeping boyfriend. Oh no. Well, apologies. Didn't mean to wake him up, but that part in Dark Souls 2 when you... God damn it. I hate this. I hate this. Can I just say... Can I make this perfectly clear right now? I hate this. This is my least favorite thing. Same. Boot Groovy while they're helping their dad. Thank you. Sorry, Thrifted. Hate this more than Home Depot. Dome Hepo. But I don't hate Dome Hepo. I didn't even intend for this to become like a big thing. I was just trying to casually be like, hey, I think this of this game, and that's why I like it. I have to twist my words. Just like the knife you've stuck into my heart. Having casual fun. Okay, well, good. I feel like my streams aren't usually this deranged. Don't hear about will fund crayons to the children and yes, yeah, that would be good. Just something. Okay, here, if you flip a switch, one Home Depot dies for sure, but if you don't, 6 Depot die. What do you do? Can you flick the switch multiple times? Also, I feel like that's not quite the point of the trolley problem, though. Because that's the trolley problem, and the trolley problem is supposed to produce a bad result, right? Like, don't threaten me with a good time is what I'm saying. Any chance you bought the Astra? I did, yes, actually. Sonic equals to Super Quinn. I hate this. Collective groan. That's mood AF, as the kids say. Me and my friends have taken to, just shouting random, you know, Gen Z slang at each other. I've taught my friends a lot of the Gen Z. Yeah, type shit, right? Right? And then I hit the gritty, and yeah, I rizzed up my baby Gronk, and whatever. Welcome back, Groovy. But yeah, I taught and heard, like, who the fuck brings these terms to life? When baby Gronk rizzes up Livy, dude. I totally know what you mean. You're a real one for that. But like, yeah, I taught my friends, Glizzy. I taught them aura farming. What else did I teach them? I don't remember if I taught them bussin' or not. Oh yeah, looks maxing. I did teach them looks maxing, and I think I taught them mewing. That Thai boat kid. What? Why did you teach them that? Because we've gotten in the habit of just spouting random Gen Z slang. So I was like, so I said it and they didn't get it, and so I had to explain it to them. Not busting, it's bussin'. Like Bussin. But busting does make me feel good, so... You're teaching me. Yeah, see? See, even Jade real recognize real. That is a very old meme. Nobody says that anymore, but still. I fucking got that reference, thank you. I don't know if I taught them bus. Who you gonna call? It's so funny. I forget what. It was like the new Ghostbusters game. The Ghostbusters Twitter account like was tweeting out a promotion for it, and they said like busting makes us feel good, and everyone was like, "Whoa, what do you mean?" And it's like it's literally their thing. Ghost busting. I think you mean ghost. You know, actually, I'm not sure I want to go down this route. Pizza Man, because we all like pizza. Yeah. I do love pizza. That is true. Stop right there, criminal scum. I want to get the Oblivion remake at some point. Remaster, rather. Because... if I recall, it's just the old code being run through, like, new stuff. Gen Z slang. Now, ghost edgers or ghost gooners. I'm not sure I knew ghost, but I did know about the others. Gooners. You know what? I think my friends taught me about jorking it. Cause, yeah, no, they did, technically. Cooting makes me feel good. Oh, this is... I'm regretting so many life choices right now. Welcome to the stream, Thrifted. My friends talk about jorking it. Yeah, cause they shared a video that said straight jorking it torpedo style. I had not heard that before. It still gets me. And then I don't think I taught them being in himbo era.
And there it is, friends. The ugly
truth. Your children have ascended from the dung of man. I alone have been anointed Okay, anyway, sorry. You can't handle the truth. Nah. There is a really funny, I don't know if you guys know Doug, but there's a funny video where he was talking about, like, he was getting his chat to determine, like, you know, he was like, pick the best stock, and somebody chose Costco, and they were like, yeah, Costco's always bussin' when I'm around, or, you know, every time I've seen it, and it ended up being like the one that got them eliminated. And so they had the text-to-speech voice be, like, sad, and say, like, it's bussin'. We live in a society. Do you remember what Dan said from Game Grumps about Gen Z humor? Oh, well, I guess you didn't watch the Supermarket Sim series. But, I feel like Dan does, where it's like, there's a lot of it that doesn't connect with me, but when it does, it is quite funny. Watch the beginning of it, but I couldn't keep up. Aw. Well, at the very least, I recommend episode 11. That is my favorite episode, bar none. But, yeah, just there are some things, some like Gen Z terms and things I'll hear, and like it'll just crack me up. Oh, you know about that? Oh, that was so funny. I was dying of laughter when I first heard that. Aaron, wait, don't go in there. What are you talking about? So good. I make no promises, Thrifted, but I feel like this is a decent run, and I might make it to Nemesis. I was gonna say, seems solid so far. Yeah. Like, I don't want to jinx myself too much, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm definitely. But, like, it feels good so far. So, that's a positive, positive step. Because I've reached Nemesis a few times. So, like, it's not completely new territory to me. It's just, haven't been able to, you know, fully pull it off. Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, I'm gonna do my best not to. Oh god, not to die on the way to Nemesis. But then also, I just did a really stupid move there and lost some health. So. damn it. I dashed. There. Oh, shit. Okay, okay. We're okay. We're not great, but we're okay. What hit me? What? Oh, God. My heart. No, it's fine. It's fine because we have that parasite that and the artifact that auto heals us at low integrity. It's fine. I'm not panicking. Okay. Phew. We made it. That was not good. That was not a good trade. Is it worth... I think it's worth saving up and coming back here. Because if I can do that damage augment, I think that'll really help me with the boss. Yeah, boss. I'm always so caught off guard by these guys. These explodey boys. Oh, are you serious? Oh god, I'm so dumb. Tempting, but I'm not very good with the shotgun. I'm hoping after I defeat Nemesis I get the thing that lets me swim. Replace styles, but I like that thing that converts the keys to max integrity. It's definitely not a bad weapon. Or bad power-up, but I don't know. For me, I'm always hesitant to, you know, use a lot of the items. And that's probably why I've been stuck for so long, but just, it never sounds appealing to me, you know? Use keys on the side gates instead of on containers, but yeah. I mean, in general, yes, I would prefer to use them on side gates than crates, but I really just do whatever feels right at the time. Okay. Okay, 350. I think I need 400? Or 450 to buy the damage augment. Evening, Dega. Welcome, welcome. How are you? Change it. I have not. I'm just doing the default control scheme. I am playing on PS5, so I don't know if that makes a big difference or not. Thought I was gonna avoid it. Okay. Okay. Things are okay. I don't need to panic. What's this weapon? Oh, tempting, but I really like the carbine. A fair and car show. Oh, really? How was that? Are you in the market?
Little did I know, it would be a feature. A creature feature. Featuring the creature.
Thank you, Kelsey. Featuring the creature. Oh no, it was a local classic. Oh, I see it. Okay. What was that from? That's the fun thing about my soundboard. It's my soundboard is full of references that my friends and I make constantly, and it cracks us up every time. And we love the idea that we just present these audio clips to them without any context. So you'll just have to wonder where the creature feature came from. Little did I know. It was a feature. Creature feature. Featuring the creature. Sounds like a yeah, isn't it a scary story? I'm spooked. Oh, I thought I had made it. It's just a hair too late. Yeah, I'm grateful I have the auto repair at low integrity, but I never like being in a position where I'm low integrity, you know? It just makes me panic. Well, Dega, did you see some classic cars that you enjoyed? I don't know if I want to be in there. I changed my mind. I do want to be in here. Oh. I dashed, but it, like, did something weird. Oh, God! Oh, are you kidding? That's what I used the astronaut on? Oh. I feel like a fool. I dashed into it. Ah. See, now I'm panicking. This is exactly what I don't want. Doesn't matter, but I swapped my jump and dash to L1 and R1. Interesting. Bumper jumper for Halo days. Nice. I think I'm comfortable where the jump and dash are. Give me... Ooh. That is actually very good. Thank you. I like old Mustangs. There were some rare trucks. Got to talk to the owner and the club leader. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Mustangs. Okay. Yeah, I was trying to think. My friend's brother had an old Camaro for a while, like a 70s, I believe, Camaro. And apparently he would get asked all the time if he was selling it. A comment or rating about something in game. Um. God. Again, enjoying this game, so I don't want to come off like I'm being a downer, but I feel like this game really takes some kind of pleasure in hitting you from off screen. Fuck. No. Oh, I was 61 Chevy pickup kind of vehicles, but a side ramp that led into the bed. Interesting. Sounds cool.
Give up.
It's a shame, solid run though. Thank you. I I promise I can do better, but creates an immobile barricade that blocks it. Ooh, that's pretty good. Is that the bubble shield from Halo? I'm just kidding. Oh my god, my brain was so fried from having to talk about what I was talking about with Dark Souls and Sonic. Featured cars were Camaros at this show. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, my friend's brother had one, and it was cool. I mean, granted, it had horrible mileage, so like he didn't like driving it because it was like he had to fill up frequently, but it looked cool for sure. Mine still is. Yeah, it's I don't even know. I don't even know what the word is because my brain's so fried. This one... Okay, this is... I'll come back here. I've heard this game plays pretty well on PC too, but it's hard for me to imagine without the features of the DualSense. Hear about Saros, the new game? Yes, yeah. I always forget the name for some reason, but I hope it is really good. I know Housemarque. I forget how to pronounce their name, but I know they're you know, really good devs, so I'm sure it'll be good. But I don't know if it's meant to be like a spiritual successor to this game or not, so I don't know. Same, it's male protagonist, the players one time. Jeez. That's funny. Um, unexpected crafters, some chainmail, and glass blowers. Oh, that's super cool. I really want to smith my own sword at some point. Will that opportunity ever come up? Probably not, but it would be cool. I forge my own sword. Because I've always wanted to own a sword, but I never know what type of sword I want. It's like a sister series. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if they've released that much info about it. What a dream sword of yours is. The thing is, like, I can't give, like, dimensions or anything, but, like, ideally it would be something, like, not, I don't want to say hefty, but, like, solid. And, something probably ornate, because I doubt I'll be doing much sword fighting. But, yeah, just something that I can hold and feel like, yes, this is the thing. I know I'm being vague, but it's like, I don't know the advantages of being like, oh, I need a great sword, or I need a short sword, or I need a long sword. Like, I don't know. I mean, ideally, I would want a long... Just, I mean, ideal situation, I would want something big and flashy, but, like, you know... How strong are you? Yeah, I mean, like... you know... Like, it would be cool to have the Buster Sword in real life. That thing must be a pain to carry around. Lift the great sword. I mean, I haven't tried or anything, but, I used to play hockey, and, so, like, I feel like I'm comfortable with, you know, a stick-like object in my hands, you know? Takes huge muscles. But, Groovy, what if I want to crush the enemies? To see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Again, I forget what that's from. I think it's Conan the Barbarian, but I don't remember. Oh god, this acid pool thing is what killed me last time. Or, not last time, but the time before last time. Second to last time. No, no, don't clip that. I was really trying to think of some way to say that where it wouldn't be taken out of context. Hockey sticks, the great sword is a thing. I mean, yes, stick in the hand is groovy. I swear. You are so full of beans. Stick like the object in my hand. But you know, you could make the art. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay. At least I was able to fix that malfunction. Malfunction junction. What's your function? No, no. I do not like the lobber. Groovy, you're... Oh, shit. Look what you made me do. No, I was gonna say you're a rascal. Lobber, I hardly know her. Exactly. My bad. Well, at least you're taking responsibility. Please give me something good. That's pretty good. Nah. Not worth it. Or at least not worth it to me right now. If there was, like, another object that I had that, another artifact that, like, relied on, adrenaline, maybe, but... Oh, the blade balancer. Part of why I like the blade balancer is so I can get to those rooms that are blocked off. For example, this. No longer is it gated to me. Nothing, not a single, like, parasite or anything? Jeez. Stingy alien eggs. Imagine somebody just going through, like, a field of some alien creature's eggs and they start kicking all of them. It's like, how dare you not give me presents? What a psycho. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay, no. Everything's chill. Everything's okay. I don't know what it is about this game, but, like, it makes me panic a lot. Like, I think I'm about to die every single time. Sorry, you know what? I just realized I got like super locked in. I'm doing a stream here. I should say things. Um, what's fun to talk about? Yeah, I'm locked TF in. Oh, yes, thank you. You know what? That's actually a really good call. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. That was actually much more necessary than I realized. You've saved me. So my friend Will went to Gen Con recently, and I mean, I from what he said, he had a great time. But also, he sent me a picture of him meeting a cosplayer that was cosplaying as King Harkinian, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so jealous." That must have been how you felt when I sent the you know, civil protection officer cosplay to you, because I met someone at Comic-Con who was cosplaying that. It's also funny too, because it's almost surreal seeing it in real life. Because like when when I played Half-Life Alyx for the first time, and this isn't a spoiler or anything, but Half-Life Alyx, the first time you like see a Combine like soldier or whatever, and he's just dead and laying there, and like I just like played with his face and like inspected his head in VR because I was like, this is so wild of an experience, and then getting to meet it in real life is just, it's the next step, you know. Comic-Con was so much fun though. It was so much fun, and I didn't even really do all that much. Like, I did and I didn't. Valhalla. There we go. I hate this enemy. I hate him because he has the shield. I know that looked easy, but he's messed up my or actually maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Because it's the same concept. It's like that dog-like enemy with the tails, but he's like crazy strong and does tons of damage. He has a shield on him. Because these things look like dogs to me. Melee kills, inhibits... Oh god, no. Like, I do not get melee kills frequently enough to warrant that. Nah. I'm at the point in this game now where, like, even if it's a lower, like, level of weapon, if I'm more comfortable with it, I kind of choose it, because I'll inevitably do more damage, because I know what I'm doing with it. Amnesia the bunker? What? Wait. What makes you say that? I'm sorry. I have bad streamer brain. Play it right now? But I'm playing Returnal. Oh, you pulled a Kelsey. I see. I was like, did I miss a message or something where you were like, hey, do you know what game is like that? And it's like, I don't know. I'm not making sense. But yes, I'm gonna have to seriously consider what to put up on the next sub poll as the next game I stream. Because I put Returnal on there, and it won. Because I was like, yeah, you know, I love roguelikes, and you know, I have a PS5, and it could be a fun time. And I mean, it has been a fun time, but just, I don't know. I don't know, what I would move on to. Yeah, this guy. This is the one I was thinking of. Oh, he does 3? 3 slashes. But yeah, I do really love roguelike games. There's just something about them that always just sinks its teeth into me. Because my very first roguelike game was Toe Jam and Earl on the Sega Genesis, and it blew my mind as a kid. Because I was like, what? You can play the same game and, like, not have it be the exact same every time? Like, that's awesome. And, I've played that game for a long time, but just ever since then, I've just always loved the concept of roguelikes. I feel like I should play Rogue. Just to know what it's like, you know? I wonder if Rogue is even available for purchase. It's from that era where, like, a lot of games have just become, like, abandonware. Which is a shame, because I love a lot of the games that, from that era, but just, you know, would require a greater preservation effort. You know, I only learned like a year or two ago that they made Sim Golf. Like, I didn't know that was a thing, because it was never on, like, any storefront or anything. And, you know, I didn't, like, frequent PC gaming forums or anything. So when I saw it, I was like, they made a Sim Golf? And yeah, it's just not available anymore. I mean, I assume it wasn't, like, super popular, but it's still The Sims, so, like, surely there were plenty of people who played it and, like, have fond memories of it, so it's sad that, like, you probably have to put a lot of work into it to play it again, to make it work on modern systems. I don't know. Again, I'm a game collector, so like I value the chance to acquire games, but I don't know. You know what? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just kind of words. Oh God, what? Dang it. I always misjudge the hitbox of those projectiles. Like, I think I dash away, but, like, it just clips me, and then I... Oh, what the... What? What the hell? Did you see that? That thing jumped over my sword. That was crazy. Shenanigans. Slows down time when aiming with alt fire. Has to recharge after every activation. Well, that makes sense. Thrifted, thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it. If you have another name you'd prefer me say, let me know. But thank you so much. I really appreciate the follow, because I've been doing my best to you know, get. I think my goal is 1,000, obviously, but it feels like I've been stagnant for a while, and I know it's partly because everyone's like, oh, you should, you know, expand your presence on other platforms, but I don't like using other platforms. So ultimately, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, in case it wasn't obvious, I do get sidetracked by my brain sometimes. I'm still not totally clear on what this does. It says it has a positive effect on the dash, and there's like now red particles. But I don't feel like I go that much faster or farther, so I don't know what that does. This is a shameful display also, just because I've kind of... Like, since I alternate games every other stream, there can be times where, like, a significant gap has happened between me and my last few Returnal attempts. So, my skills get a little bit rusty. I feel like I don't perform at my peak, you know? And I get that that's kind of my fault, but just, you know. The thing is, I see like a health... Oh, there it is. I see. I need the resin. What's your opinion on Subway? To be honest with you, I don't think I've had Subway in, like, at least 10 years. Possibly more. So I feel like anything I say is gonna be... you know, you need a pretty massive grain of salt with anything I say, but I remembered thinking, like, it's okay, but, nothing to write home about, you know? But then again, it's also... Yeah, massive salt, exactly. Well, the other thing, too, is remember, because of my sensory issues, I have my sandwiches mostly plain, and I get the impression that that's not how most people enjoy their sandwiches. Did I just... I did. I'm ashamed of myself. But, yeah, just... You know... I'm trying to say is just that, like... If you want an opinion on... that's, like... At least a decade old on how their, like, meat and bread is, it was okay. But anything beyond that, I wouldn't be able to, to tell you. I mean, that's why you should take all my food opinions with a grain of salt. But, you know. I do have food opinions. Shame, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And especially since I went to it when I was young, you know, I hadn't... Like, I think I'm more flexible with food now than I was. Hospital, you better drop 50. Ooh, that's cool. But, you know, when I was young, it was so hard to, you know, eat things that, you know, made me uncomfortable. Joker! Oh my gosh, hi! It's so good to see you! We were talking about you earlier. Because, Structor Structor was here, and Structor was like the last piece of art I commissioned was from you, because they had commissioned the blackberry milk emote from you. But yeah, how have you been? Good to see you. I did not. Attila, what if you're trying to start trouble? Yeah, I'm that cool. Good. I had a great weekend. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I want a banana milk next commission. I do want to commission Joker again, but I simultaneously need money and a good idea. I am the trouble. Fair enough. Banana milk, that sounds amazing. You know, my very first text message, I remember very distinctly. It was my sister texting me an image of a banana and going, "Banana? Banana?" I remember in that tone specifically. To a crew, I won't come. You deserve it. You are a fantastic artist. Banana. Banana. I remember these things. I was like, that really is the first text message I've ever gotten. It's one of the text messages of all time. I've been playing Vintage Story. Interesting. I'm not sure I know it. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Maybe I do, but I'm glad it's a good time. I just started playing Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch too. And I can see why it was like impressive, but also it doesn't feel like it's groundbreaking, you know what I mean? And also it's funny because a lot of the story feels like it's trying to be like shocking and controversial, and it's like, we live in a corporate dystopia already. None of this is really that surprising. It's like if primitive technology made Minecraft, then a demon peed in it. Interesting. I can't picture it that well, but you know, that's my fault for not being able to decipher a description like that. Yeah, I 100%ed Donkey Kong Bonanza. Or I like 99.9%ed it. I reached a point where it's like I have all the fossils, all the bananas, all the you know, did all the challenges and stuff, got the true ending. All that's left technically is for me to get 2 of the golden skills, and since there are no more bananas to collect, I just have to grind for banandium chips. And it's like, I don't want to do that. Groundbreaking. It's classic. Cyberpunk predicted it would end up this way back in the mid-70s. Yeah, you know, yeah, I suppose that's true too. As an adaptation of a 70s movie, yes, it is. Or a 70s movie, listen to me. As a 70s tabletop RPG. Yeah, in that sense, it's you know, classic and groundbreaking, but just in terms of it being a video game, it just feels like It just feels like it's like, like, yeah, this is good, but I'm not, I don't know. I'm not, like, shocked by it in ways that it feels like it expects you to be. Because there's, like, a whole scene. Well, hold on one second. My door closed, and I want to make sure Beef can come in. But, like, there's a scene early on where you rescue a woman, and, like, you call the equivalent of an ambulance, and, they have, like, a whole SWAT team, and they all aim their guns at you, and it's like, they make it like a hostage situation, where it's like, I just saved this woman, and I know that it felt like it was meant to be like, how could this society be this depraved? And then, I don't know, for me it didn't land, because I was like, I could see that being a thing. Gamer words are funny. I just made my first tin bronze? You mean like in the game? Oh, whoops! That was I read too quickly. Well, either way, congrats on the tin bronze. Oh my god. I I bring shame to my family. Oh god. No, not here. Here. He never came back. Who never came back? Groovy? I want him to come back, though. I don't know if I have the strength
I won't.
to do another run. Fine, I'll do another run. I promise I'm usually pretty good at this. It is also, I mean, again, excuses, but, like, I have kind of a headache, which is why I didn't want, like, all the lights on me that I usually have when I do face cam. What is banana milk? It's when you milk a banana, Sans. How'd you not know that? I feel bad for doing a streamy away. Yeah, I guess so, but I, you know, how do I put, I wanted to be like a face cam streamer, so I could do fun things in real life. So when I don't use face cam, I always feel like I'm, I don't know what the word is, cheating people, you know? Like I'm depriving that experience. Then again, I guess a lot of my streams are just me sitting here playing the game, so I guess it's not that crazy. Does that make you... What? How? How does that even possibly connect? But also, I was trying to just say that, like, it was affecting my performance in the game as well. Because my reaction times are slower now. My brain is just... bleh. Anti-face... Facist. Oh. Boo. If you had said, like, you know, I don't know, actually. Never mind. You said fascist? I'm so lost now. You've confounded me. You've done it. I no longer understand. Don't forget, too, I have a bad case of streamer brain. So, streamer brain is a term I came up with, where you forget what you say instantly after you say it. Speaking of faces, Beef has very cute faces. He's been making a lot of cute faces lately. He was sitting at the table with me because he wanted my breakfast and was quite miffed that I wasn't sharing it with him. And just the look on his face of, like, anger and disappointment at the same time. It's just so funny. It's like anger, disappointment, and also, like, he's trying to look innocent so that way you, like, pity him. Naughty. He knows what he's doing. Sent me those faces. So cute. I know. He's so cute. We took him to the vet recently, and you know, everything's fine, but it's so funny. He's such a charmer. He goes there, and the vet techs were like, "Oh, you know, I was so excited because I thought we were boarding Beef, and I was excited to have him, but it was just for, you know, an appointment." And then, like, some people in the waiting room saw Beef and were like, "Oh, he's so cute. He's so cute." To pick up some stuff from Thomas's place the other day, and I got to see Putty. Oh, Putty. I hope going there wasn't too bad or, like, eventful. But yeah, Putty was so cute. I wished I got to spend a little more time. It was actually really nice. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. I always worry when I see something like this. Like, I was like, is this filled with water? Am I gonna just drown instantly? Putty was so eepy. Oh, sweet Putty. Yeah, I don't know how old Beef is exactly, but But he's still such a boy, you know? Maybe if Beef comes into my room, I'll turn on Beef Cam. He's been hanging out in the corner of my room a lot. I don't know what about it is so comforting, but he loves it. It was very cute this morning. He wanted pets, so I started petting him, and then he rolled over onto his back to show me his tum. It was very cute. I pet the tum a few times, but I then got the, like, you know, claws and bite. Not hard, thankfully, but just... That's definitely the sign of, like, enough, stop doing this. Also, I've been seeing Returnal? Or he just likes your presence. Aw. Yeah, he's a very friendly cat in the sense that, like, he loves being around people. He loves the security of having people around. Like, if you get up and leave the room, he'll follow you. I'm giggling so much at the doodle. Oh, is it done? Are you able to share? Because I would love to see. Done and in the... Oh, hold on, I gotta see this. I gotta do it. That's so great. Oh, I love that. That's a great commission. Go, my child. Ooh, I'm saving up for that. It was $8 in total. Oh, that's so cool. Honestly, I'm surprised it was just $8. You know, when I went to Comic-Con, like, there were a bunch of artists there, you know, with, like, small booths, and I always wish I could, like, commission someone, you know, just on the spot. But, oh, ooh. One character is 5. That's really good. Yeah, at Sans' request, I went to the Alex Ross booth at Comic-Con, and I had never heard of Alex Ross before, but both he and a real-life friend of mine had both been like, you gotta go. And I did, and, like, his booth was mostly, like, not even stuff for sale, it was just hanging his art, and I was like, man, imagine being a successful enough artist that, like, you can afford a huge Comic-Con booth just to display your art. I mean, I eventually found he did have, like, a little stand to the side where he sold stuff, but it was just, for a while I was like, man, imagine being so revered. Despite all the playtime I've put into this game, I still don't understand what those rooms are for. Like, pool rooms. It's why I'm inclined to think that Nemesis isn't the final boss, but, like, it feels like the final boss. Because, like, the whole plot of this game had been, like, you're tracking the signal called White Shadow, and, you know, each biome, like, keeps leading you towards it. And then the Citadel, it's like, oh, here's the source of it. And it's like, what more could they do? I don't know. And given how epic Nemesis is as, like, a spectacle, it really feels final boss-like. This is what's frustrating about me getting, like, the hitboxes wrong. Because, like, those could have been resins to increase my max health, but instead it's just recovering the health that I lost like a fool. I could definitely understand why this put Housemarque on the map, though. Because it is a very, like, it's a very fun game and a very pretty game. And, like, well made. So, like, I get why it would blow up the way it has. Slash him in the booty. the best place to slash in video games. Nah. Actually, before I do that, I should see where this sphere will take me. Nope. Nope, none of these. Backing up. Backing up. Backing up. I saw some guy at Comic-Con selling SpongeBob animation cells, like production, like from SpongeBob production, and I was like, oh, what I wouldn't give, but I ooh, a resin painter gives you a shield. Oh, this is very good. But yeah, like, it was expensive, which it makes sense, but it just... It's like, man... I would love it, but $500 is a lot. And that was, like, on the cheap end of things. My mom, because, like, the, at Comic-Con there was someone who was selling, like, Looney Tunes and other Warner Brothers animation cells, and my mom was like, if you find, because there's a classic Looney Tunes scene where, Daffy goes, consequences, schmonsequences, as long as I'm rich. My mom was like, if you see that scene, buy it. And, sadly, I learned that a lot of those animation cells were destroyed in a fire at Warner Brothers, many, many years ago. But it's still cool to see any animation cells at all. You know? Oh, wait, did I just spend... I think I just spent the money I was supposed to be saving. Oh, I'm a fool. Just get so caught up, I forgot I was gonna go back to the store and buy the auto repair ability. Artifact. I can't hear the name Artifact without thinking of... or the word Artifact. I can't hear that without thinking of the Dota card game. Because, man, that was... It's not even just that it was, like, not a game people wanted, but it was, like, it was so poorly timed, too. Because, like... Valve hadn't made anything for so long, and then they finally announced a new thing, and it's that, you know? It's like, what a deflating experience. Not to, you know, make anyone feel bad for putting in, you know, time and effort to develop it, it's just... You know... Is that game even still alive anymore? I guess I didn't hear that it shut down, so like I guess it's still going, but I have not heard anyone talk about it. I also remember people being pretty upset at the announcement of Counter-Strike 2. Because it was like, again, Valve avoiding saying the number 3. They did that Half-Life documentary on Valve's YouTube channel, where they kind of talked a little bit about Half-Life 3, and they were kind of just like, yeah, if, you know, if we don't, if it's not a technological innovator, we don't want to, like, make it. I was like, I get why they say that, but man, just give some people some closure. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna fault you if you make one game that's a little bit derivative. Especially considering you were willing to make Artifact, which is a game that absolutely nobody asked for. Sorry, I don't mean to come off negatively. I'm not trying to be like, you know what else is really stupid? Like, I'm not trying to be one of those people. It's just kind of on my mind. No. I'll stick with the carbine. I get it. I get it. It's Frike. Oh, oh my god. My entire life flashed before my eyes. It was really boring. Sorry. That's a joke from Chicken Run, actually. Still need to watch the new Chicken Run they made. Heard it was good, just never made the time for it. You know what? I was wondering why, because I was like, I definitely took hits in this fight. I was wondering why I didn't lose any adrenaline, and it occurred to me it was because I had those shields. I pressed the wrong button. My brain did that thing where it was like, okay, you're gonna need to press, you know, R2 at the right time so you can reload. and then I was like, quick, you need to press a button. But I needed to dash, not not reload. Ah. Ah, dang it. Horrible time to run out of ammo. But I'm not worried, because even if I take damage, I at least have the, whatchamacallit, the vial to repair myself. Cool. There is your data cube. Teaching nanoswarm. Unleash the swarm and repair. Whoa, that's really cool. I'm gonna try that out. Oh, there's gotta be a little more that I can make, right? Somewhere. I'm sad because I was very much planning on... Oh, that requires a key. Dang it. Planning on buying that thing from the store. You know what? It's been a little while. I'm gonna try doing this challenge room. I generally don't use the challenge rooms because I feel like the trade-off in health isn't worth it for me. Oh. No, no. Oh, I thought I fell into an abyss. I was gonna be upset with myself. How many times, Shadow? How many times are you gonna fall into an abyss? As many times as it takes. I hate fighting these guys because they always like go to like the side of your vision. And you're trying to keep track of so much. No. Oh. Ah. Oh, that's cool. I really like that. That's going to be very helpful for me in the future. This is ground surge. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's always so weird to me that they have the enemies that give you 2 of each item, or of the 2 of the same item, I should say. Ooh, it's pretty good. I like the carbine more, but the Hollow Seeker I can make do with. So more damage is very good. I want to go to the right. So then we go back to the shop. Wherever that shop was. Where's the shop? There it is. Pull the goddamn Houdini on me. Do you guys remember those commercials? You know, looking at the timing, I think this might be a good point to suspend my my cycle and just end the stream there. Thank you all so much for stopping by, saying hi, chatting, subbing, all that. I really appreciate it. I try and stream every other day, so Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific. I have a Discord if anyone is interested, !Discord. There's a link in my bio. It's the best place to keep up with my streams as well as chat with me and other cool people. And we're gonna raid someone, and I have, assuming they're still live, I have someone I'm going to raid. It looks like they're still live. Yeah, thank you for coming by. So Tiffy, who has been in my channel and been very supportive and subbed and all that, is debuting her new VTuber model. So I think we're gonna go raid Tiffy. I'm just doing some art. Obviously, some like a kind of mature content warning. Not that it's not breaking Twitch TOS, obviously, but just, you know, a little more mature. So, yeah, !raid will send my raid message, so you can copy and paste that in the chat when we get there, and, yeah, show some support for a new VTuber model. And, yeah, that'll be it from me for today. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Have a good one. I'll talk to you later. And let's go raid. Bye.